Nothing is happening in Magic the Gathering, and I'm so happy about it. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. I hope you had yourself a good weekend and a good start to your week. If I sound terrible, I don't feel as bad as it sounds. I've just been rolling and grinding for the last 3 weeks with the big sorcery release, and we had, of course, the Lord of the Rings collector boxes we opened, and I am just so behind on rest that I just don't sound good. So I feel fine though. I want to chat today about really a culmination of nothing happening right now in Magic the Gathering. I know how you're thinking right now, Louie, how are you going to make a video about nothing? Interesting. And I think this is actually a valid point, but here's the deal. We live in this world with Magic the Gathering where they are constantly shoving things down our faces. And finally we get this moment in the Magic the Gathering world where there's not a release this month. There's nothing. We're done in November. We had Ixalan. It was at the beginning of November. We're in the middle, right? We had pre-release weekend. Ixalan, amazing. We had 50 people at our pre-release, plus like 8 people just playing the commander decks. We sold completely out of set boxes. We sold completely out of commander decks. I had to like call my reps this week and beg them for more stuff. But you know, Ixalan was super popular, super awesome. Nothing else in the rest of November. Nothing all of December until Ravnica Remastered, which is basically nothing because the set's going to be terrible. So like it's a whole mess of nothingness. And we're not used to that in Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering the last couple years, it's just been constantly release after release after release after release. And finally, and I think this is such a good thing, finally, I think as a store, as a consumer, as a content creator, I can just sit down and relax in the excitement of the gathering side of Magic the Gathering. And so for us at Game Grove, the store I own, gamegrove.gg, if you want to buy yourself a Christmas present, want to buy a friend a Christmas present, want to hook up Louie with some, business for Christmas, I would love that. Gamegrove.gg. What we are doing is we're just like focusing on events that bring people together to play Magic the Gathering. We're not worried about releases. I don't care about what the new popular set. We're doing a Battle Bond double-headed giant draft. We're doing somebody brought in a bunch of Adventures in the Forgotten Realm pre-release kits the other day. We're doing an Adventure in the Forgotten Realms pre-release just because it's fun, just because people in my store love that set for some reason. And so we're just creating these really cool moments for people to gather around Magic the Gathering. And I feel like with the constant product shoved down our throats and the constant release cycles of new things, sometimes stores and consumers can get distracted from what is really the best part of Magic the Gathering, which is the gathering side. It's sitting down at the table with your friends and playing a counterspell and laughing and being mad at each other and having fun. And that is what I'm excited about over the next 2 months. So I'm hoping to do some things on the channel. I'm hoping to get back to do some of the Commander live streams. I know they're not super popular, but they're a lot of fun. And then, so then we have this new Ravnica Remastered set. And I want to touch briefly on that because that is the next hotness coming out. Actually, before that, I want to go back to Ixalan because I want to talk about why Ixalan was so popular. People really like dinosaurs. Like, I love dinosaurs. I didn't realize, but people really liked the dinosaur and the tribal themes of the Ixalan set. And it makes me wonder if Magic and Wizards of the Coast if they underutilize their own IP. The hype and excitement for this was far greater than the hype and excitement for the for the Lord of the Rings collector boxes. Nobody cared about it. But for Ixalan, everybody was here. Everybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted to experience. And like Lord of the Rings, great. And you've got the Universes Beyond that certainly brings people in. But the people who loved Magic the Gathering, the people who love the lore and the feeling and the flavor of Magic the Gathering came back because of Ixalan. our store was completely packed. People were so excited about this set. They bought boxes. Everyone was buying the full set of commander decks. I mean, like I haven't sold this many full sets of commander decks from, I think, even more than Lord of the Rings. It was absolutely insane. And I think it's because they went back to this like really almost like the ground level of Magic with these decks that are all creature based, and I think that's a huge point of this. And so people love the attention to Magic lore and the tribes and that kind of thing, and that brought people into the set in a big way. You don't need the Universes Beyond stuff to be successful. This set proves that. I know you have the Jurassic Park cards. That certainly was a cool little selling point. People enjoyed that, but nobody came into the store because of Jurassic Park cards. That's not why they were there. They were there because the set looked good, the flavor was good, and it reminded them of playing Magic the Gathering. And people like to play Magic the Gathering. So that was a huge win. Now I want to talk about Ravnica Remastered. Man, I just don't know what they're going to put in this thing. I mean, you have Shocklands, and that's it. That's all. There's nothing else from Ravnica that they can put in this to sell the idea. So for me, what I am focusing on, we're going to do event based on this, because I think people will really like, with Ravnica Remastered, they will really like playing sealed. They will really like playing draft. It's going to be a really cool sealed environment, just like Dominaria Remastered was. But from a financial value, from a opening experience, from a what cards do I want that are desirable in Ravnica themed sets, I mean, I've done the homework. There's a video on my channel. I'll link it. There's not anything from Ravnica themed sets that is going to sell this product. There is not a Force of Will. There is not a Sylvan Library, both of which were in Dominaria Remastered. The Ravnica block, historically, reprint-wise, if you look at cards that can be selected from the Ravnica blocks in the past, there's just nothing that really sells this set. Now, maybe they bring something in, right? Like maybe they add something that's not necessarily from a Ravnica themed set, but they can make an argument was on Ravnica and it's here in Ravnica Remastered. Maybe they do some Planeswalker things, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm just very worried about this set. I am ordering light. I am going to have some stuff on shelves, but I'm not going to go hard, because you guys saw what happened to Lord of the Rings collector boxes. I can't do that again. I just can't. I can't do it again. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I think when Magic goes back to its roots, like they did with Ixalan, and when they give us the time and the energy and the freedom to experience Magic as the Gathering, I think that's a really big win. And I think moving forward, I hope that they delay these releases, not delay, but I hope they stagger the releases. They kind of said they would. I hope they stagger the releases again, like they're doing right now, so that the community can have some more time to just focus on the gathering side of the game. Because when you're just constantly have to take all this product in and in as a store, it gets overwhelming. You have to just constantly be creating new ways to sell things to people who don't have any more money because they've been buying the new things that came out last week, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So I'm excited for our store and for our community to have like 2 months here where there's not product being shoved down their throats, and they can just focus on their decks, they can focus on their friends, they can focus on playing. And as a store, we have a bunch of boxes on the shelf. They'll buy stuff, they'll hang out, they'll buy packs, they'll buy singles, they'll trade in stuff. Like, that's a great win for a store to just have some breathing room for people to enjoy the community. So we've got Black Friday sales coming up. We've got all the things and the events. We're doing Pokemon tournaments and Magic tournaments, and in looking into the next year, for those of you anybody who's a competitive player, we will be doing higher end competitive tournaments at Game Grove too. That'll be kind of a regional basis. So hoping to have a lot of people check out that stuff. Have yourselves a great day. Be kind to the people around you. Let me know what you think about this little lull in Magic release section, and see you guys next video.